Previously, we looked at the three graphs of motion of the following scenarios: constant position to the positive direction, constant position to the negative direction, constant velocity to the positive direction, and constant velocity to the negative direction. In this video, we will combine all four scenarios. Ms. Landy is worried about her grade 10 physics class. She starts pacing up and down in her classroom. She walks from the middle of her classroom to the back at a constant velocity of 0.5 meters per second for 4 seconds. At the back of the classroom, she stops to think for 10 seconds and then walks to the front again, but with a faster constant velocity of 1 meter per second in 4 seconds to write something on the board for 5 seconds. Draw the three graphs of motion to represent her motion for the 23 seconds. First, we need to realize that there are 4 stages in this story. Stage 1, she walks from the middle of the classroom to the back. Stage 2, she stands still to think. Stage 3, she walks to the front of the classroom. Stage 4, she stands still to write on the board. Before we draw the graphs, we first need to determine where the reference point is and which direction is the positive direction. We also need to calculate the displacement, velocity, acceleration, and time for each stage. Remember, constant position is represented with a horizontal line on the position time graph, and constant velocity is represented with a straight line on the position time graph and a horizontal line on the velocity time graph. Position time graph. The y-axis represents position in meter and the x-axis time in seconds. The positive y-axis represents to the back of the classroom and the negative to the front of the classroom. The x-axis is our reference point. Velocity time graph. The y-axis represents velocity in meters per second and the x-axis time in seconds. The positive y-axis represents to the back of the classroom and the negative to the front of the classroom. The x-axis represents standing still. Acceleration time graph. The y-axis represents acceleration in meters per squared second and the x-axis time in seconds. The positive y-axis represents to the back and the negative to the front, with the x-axis as constant velocity.